Ignition sequence start. 3, 2, 1. Liftoff. We have a...
The world needs visionaries, innovators, and creators with a passion to change things for the better. In 1885, long before anyone talked about carbon footprints or climate change, Warren Johnson launched a company to explore new ways to harness and conserve precious energy resources. He was ahead of his time in inventing the world's first electric thermostat. Since then, many of you have come to know us for our world-class building products. We have come a long way in our almost 140 years. Today, we advance smart, healthy, and sustainable buildings to drive impact for our customers. We're on a digital journey, powered by the innovation in our DNA, advancing building technologies for the entire life cycle of a building. We transform the environments where people live, work, learn, and play. In schools and campuses with inspiring learning spaces. In hospitals, delivering superior patient experiences. In data centers, making operations more efficient and secure. In sporting venues with exciting and connected experiences for fans. In airports with enhanced safety and improved sustainability. In the labs where tomorrow's breakthroughs happen. In our industry, helping our partners reach their net zero goals. Our data-driven suite of OpenBlue solutions symbolize just how far we've come. By using AI-driven technology, we're removing data silos and solving the greatest challenges for our customers. Our experts are breaking ground time and time again. We're working in the background, making ambitions happen. A team of 100,000 building specialists, delivering impactful sustainability, new occupant experiences, and respectful safety and security. We're everywhere, doing what we do best for the good of humanity and the planet. We are leading the blueprint of the future. We are Johnson Controls.
So good morning and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sonia Ellison, and I'm a manager of talent acquisition here at Johnson Controls. I've spent the last 11 years helping to bring in the best and brightest, like you, into our organization. I'd like to start by saying thank you to all of our attendees today for taking the time out of your day to come and learn more about Johnson Controls, who we are, and what we do. So we have 15 wonderful speakers here for you today, and I'd also like to take the time to thank them for sharing their insights and experiences with you all as well. So today we have a pretty well-rounded overview of Johnson Controls by touching a little bit on each of our business lines, including early careers, our strategic accounts business, HVAC, fire and security, as well as our service sales, global products business. We also have some folks here today to tell you a little bit about the day in the life of a salesperson. And we have someone here to tell you a little bit about our training and development opportunities, as well as giving a little bit more of an insight into Johnson Controls culture and what we really truly hold valuable to us as an organization. Finally, we'll wrap up with a little bit of Q&A and provide a little bit more insight into how you could potentially start your career here with Johnson Controls. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. And we'll start off by handing the floor over to Brad Williamson to tell you a little bit about Johnson Controls, who we are and what we do.
Hey, thanks, Sonia. I appreciate the introduction. My name is Brad Williamson, System Sales Leader for Johnson Controls. I've been with our organization for over 30 years, and I'll share a little bit more about my career journey a little later in the deck here. But I'm excited to talk to you today about who Johnson Controls is and what we do. Johnson Controls is known for its commitment to innovation and sustainability, particularly in the building technologies and energy solutions. As we delve deeper into explaining what we do and who we are, it's important to keep in mind how our efforts align with the broader goals of enhancing efficiency and reducing environmental impact. At the heart of our mission is the commitment to leverage technology and insights to create impactful solutions. This approach not only addresses the immediate challenges we face, but also lays the groundwork for a sustainable future. Johnson Controls uses technology to make buildings smarter, safer, and more efficient. Core offerings include building automation, safety systems, and fire systems, driving sustainability and efficiency in building operations. Each solution we developed is designed to meet current needs while anticipating future demands. We're evolved as an organization into digital and smart building partner for our customers. Here's a comprehensive overview of Johnson Controls, emphasizing our long-standing commitment to innovation and sustainability. With nearly 140 years of experience, we have established ourselves as leaders in the industry, holding over 9,200 active patents. In fact, the founder of our company invented the thermostat, something most of us are impacted by each day and keeps us comfortable within the buildings we live and work in. We operate in 150 countries and have over 2,000 locations, ensuring that we can serve our diverse customer base effectively. Notably, we've helped reduce over 35.2 million metric tons of CO2 since 2000, translating to significant energy and operational savings of over 7 billion to our customers. Additionally, our charitable contributions and volunteer efforts reflect our commitment to social responsibility, with 78 million donated and almost 2 million volunteer hours logged in the past 5 years alone. Lastly, the 100% increase in energy productivity since 2022 highlights our ongoing efforts to enhance efficiency and sustainability. Now, this next slide, this visual showcases the comprehensive solutions offered by Johnson Controls for smart buildings. It's a behind-the-scenes view of operations that make buildings more comfortable, safe, and efficient. We are the manufacturer and installer and service provider of 5 critical solutions: building automation systems and energy management. I'll group these two together: manage pressurization, temperature, and humidity control. Safety systems include intrusion detection, badging, and access controls. Fire systems comprise smoke detection, suppression, and sprinklers. And HVAC equipment ensures optimal temperature regulation while saving energy. These solutions are applied in real-world environments, enhancing operational efficiency and occupant comfort. And these solutions are integrated together to create a seamless and intelligent building experience and really exist as the heartbeat behind the brick and mortar of buildings and facilities. And I would just say, to cap that off, as we talk about all of those, we're at our best when you don't notice us, right? When you think about all the technologies involved, but they're working in the background to ensure that you're safe and comfortable. With the solutions we've always provided, the evolution of technology and smart buildings was natural and exciting. Smart buildings are not just about technology. It's about creating spaces that work for people, enhancing security, energy efficiency, carbon footprint, and overall building performance. The benefits highlighted here, such as seamless safety and security, are crucial in today's world where the occupants prioritize their well-being. AI-enabled systems play a pivotal role in optimizing energy use, leading to enhanced energy efficiency and decreased carbon emissions. As we move toward a more sustainable future, concepts like net zero tracking and predictive maintenance will be essential in achieving our environmental goals. Overall, smart buildings are not just about technology. They are about creating healthier, more efficient spaces for everyone. And we do this across a number of customer types, which you'll see on the next slide. This slide highlights the diverse sectors where Johnson Controls is making a significant impact and delivering outcomes that matter. We cater to various business types, including stadiums, hospitals, airports, data centers, and laboratories. The inclusion of sustainability in smart cities emphasizes our dedication to creating environmentally friendly solutions. Hopefully, you'll begin to notice Johnson Controls in the buildings you visit, and now you know who we are and what we do. Our customers are the facilities and buildings that you visit and utilize every day. The type of customers we service and the range of projects and opportunities that we are fortunate enough to work on is incredibly diverse. The result is a lot of career growth opportunities for you at Johnson Controls. I'll share a little bit about my career. As I mentioned earlier, I've been with Johnson Controls over 31 years. And I think one of the things that's really important as we talk about technology and we talk about, all the advances and AI and what all of what we're capable with on the digital front, I think it's for those of you in the audience that have you know experienced the ups and downs of the economy, right? I think about, I started my career in the early 90s, and the economy was so, and then we had the internet boom, and then we had the dot-com bust, and then we had a good recovery. And then we had the housing crisis and economic downturn of 2008, 2009, and 2010. And I think about, the times back then, and the beauty of what we do and who we are as Johnson Controls is we can, thrive and survive in both good and economic downturns, right? And so a lot of things are, it's easy to be on top of your game when things are going great, but it's a whole nother game to be, have a lot of opportunities and be strong in the market even when the economy's down. And I think as you think about a career choice, right, I would say the stability and opportunity that we have at Johnson Controls is unmatched. And I would welcome you to, keep that in mind as you listen to the other presenters about, some of the things that they'll highlight throughout the day. So with that, I'll turn it over to my colleague Mark Ghost to take us through the next session.
Thanks, Brad. Appreciate it. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Good afternoon. My name is Marcos Valadares, and I am the VP of Service Sales for the Americas. If you go to the next slide for me, as Bradley perfectly articulated to all of you, we here at JCI, and how I like to put this is, we're the central nervous system for every building that you walk into. With that affords us a great ability to help everyone really in their career be able to diversify, grow, and learn in different aspects of that. So we work in HVAC, fire, and security. We're there. I think Brad said it perfectly. When you don't know something's wrong, and that's when we're working our best. So we help keep the environments that we live, work, and play in comfortable, healthy, and safe. And through that, we have different businesses, HVAC, fire, and security, and different positions in sales that fit in the life cycle between construction, maintenance, repair, and replace, where you can dive into your career and develop yourself and earn and live and love and make friends and develop a career here. If we can go to the next slide from, because I want to kind of dive in a little bit about my career, and it ties back to this. I've been working for over 22 years here in my career. I've worked for JCI for 6. There's something that the airlines say. I don't know if you've heard this one. If you've ever flown, they say, "Thank you for flying with us. We know you have a choice. Thank you for choosing us." I want to thank you all for taking the time for choosing to listen to us. And I'm going to give you the reason why I choose to work at JCI. Prior to coming to JCI, I had a very successful career in different parts of the building envelope, just different parts of the building, whether it's the external, the internal, plumbing, whatever that is. And I would develop and I would grow and I would earn more and I would get more stuff. And then I inevitably would have to change companies and then have to rebuild my whole network and how I got things done by switching companies. With JCI, we're such a large company and we're so diverse and we have so many opportunities that you can learn and develop and switch roles just in JCI and learn, develop, and make yourself more marketable to the workplace and earn more. Or just stay in the role you're in and get really, really good at it and keep earning without having to change that network and have to go through all that work of learning all the right people to contact and all that other stuff. Another big part of what keeps me here at JCI is all of the leaders and peers, some of who are on this call, that have helped me develop and help me learn different parts of the organization. I've been here for 6 years. I started as a local sales manager in our HVAC business. I moved up to a regional manager. Then I moved up into major project sales. I've been a general manager, and now to my current role, I'm the vice president of service sales for North and South America, all of which happened because people at JCI invested in me and my development as much as I invested into the development of my own career. So this place is very powerful, and it's very good to have people who care about helping you learn along the way. And I can honestly say to everybody on this call, the people you're talking to today, I talk to on a regular basis and have helped me grow in my career. With that, I'm going to hand it over to Amy, who's going to get into this a little bit more. Thank you for your time, everybody.
Thank you, Marcos. Hi, everyone. My name is Amy Pentek, and I have been with Johnson Controls for 14 years, based out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And today my role is as a program manager for our BEST sales program. I'm super excited to be able to tell you a little bit more about BEST Sales. So BEST Sales is our technical sales program. It's a very in-depth 6-month learning program. We run it twice a year, entry points in January and June, where you have an opportunity to really learn hands-on how we apply our systems, our technologies, and our services with the customers that we serve. Our classrooms are set up with both virtual and in-person sessions that will really stimulate how you interact and work with customers. We share with you all of that information to really become knowledgeable in how we teach and help our customers really to find that right solution and the right technology to provide that right building outcome that your customer is looking for. We have 4 different BEST sales programs, one being BEST HVAC controls, focusing on selling smart HVAC systems and controls. Our BEST fire program helps to sell fire alarms, mass notifications, and sprinkler systems. Our BEST security program helps to sell 24/7 remote monitoring, access control, and advanced video surveillance products to our customers. And last but not least, our BEST equipment group helps to really enhance energy efficiency and indoor environments. And we sell chillers and condensers and rooftop units to our customers. So in any of those 4 programs, it is a very in-depth 6-month learning program that you're going to develop connections with our customers, learn a great amount of information to really help support and your growth. As Marcos has mentioned, a lot of opportunity for you to grow and learn here within Johnson Controls. So I look forward to sharing this information with you and for you to explore a career in sales here at Johnson Controls. Up next, you're going to hear from Eric Franklin, who's part of our strategic accounts team.
Morning, everybody. So I am the general manager for Alaska, Washington, and Oregon. I'm going to talk a little bit about strategic accounts. So there you go. So strategic accounts is kind of a unique animal. Everything you're going to hear about on this call, they all roll together as strategic accounts. So you're going to have many roles that support national, global customers. If you imagine a big tech company, that's going to be a strategic account. But kind of the interesting part from when I was doing this job was you can make a career just focusing on relationships and getting to know one customer, maybe 2. My favorite part was rather than in sales where you're doing a lot of estimating and a lot of grinding, you're developing strategies, you're executing strategies, find the things that work. You cover all the systems that Brad talked about earlier. So you're not really defined as you work through. We'll go through all the roles that are on the slide here. So just working from the bottom up, a retention specialist that's going to be supporting customers that have contracts in place, make sure they're happy, keeping them satisfied so they want to renew. Security, covering all the access control, the cameras, also then fire install, and then new PSA. So getting new contracts, developing new customers, which is also part of the BDM job. And then ultimately everybody's working to be kind of the global leader. Being in Seattle, we're lucky enough, we got 2 SAEs in Seattle. They cover large tech customers that just quarterback them for around the world. Kind of the interesting part that I found was you get the more time you spend with customers, the better it is. So, and the more you enjoy your job is working your way up through an organization and also wider. So we call it higher and wider. But this is really a unique opportunity. You can go lots of places. You can see lots of things. I went to Japan a long time ago. Strategic accounts is fun. I liked it. So if we go to the next slide, I'll kind of cover like my journey through Johnson Controls. So I started with Johnson Controls about 20 years ago. I had a unique entry in that I was a state trooper prior to this job. Lucky enough that I landed here. I started in Alaska in frontline sales. I covered HVAC, fire and security, which is kind of what set me up for strategic accounts later. So spent 13 years doing that. because I was in Alaska, the uniqueness of the adventure. I've been to villages you've never heard of, and met people nicer than you'll ever know. Unique things like working on the farthest northern hospital in the world. I spent 2 years in major project strategic accounts where I worked on national missile defense and also like large construction projects. Like you look up Seattle Tacoma Airport International Arrival Facility. It's pretty amazing. Used our tuition program to get a master's degree. From there, I became a sales manager. Then I was a BPO, business performance director, which is essentially a sales director. And then to the spot I'm in now, which I'm lucky enough to be the general manager of the market I basically grew up in. So, I wanted to thank you all for being here. Thanks for letting me talk about this part of the company with you. Sales was my favorite job. I think about it a lot, and I miss it sometimes. So I'm going to pass it on to Jason Gorak, and he's going to walk through HVAC sales with you.
Thank you, Eric. Appreciate that. Now, now that I know you were a state trooper, I can't get it out of my head that you'd be walking up to me asking me for my license and registration someday. But so Jason Gorak, great to be on today. I'm the vice president for our heating, ventilation, air conditioning, HVAC installation sales for North America. And we are definitely in a hiring mode. We have some growth aspirations. And when you look at what we call the life cycle of the building or of the enterprise, which is shown on your screen, you can see that new construction is where a lot of it starts. We actually take our technologies that folks have mentioned, and from an HVAC perspective, automation is really around creating a sustainable and comfortable environment so that our partners, our customers, can actually achieve what they need to do in order to win. And so that's when we talk about temperature. You shouldn't have to complain or know about it. That means we're doing our job. We talk about pressure. We talk about humidity. And it's really exciting from a new construction perspective to apply our technologies. You might think about an art museum like the Calatrava down in Milwaukee, where, hey, they need wireless sensors because they have artwork on the wall. And we're there while they're building it. And the skyline is changing of the city. And we're part of all of that change and that excitement. And from a new construction perspective. And then as the building goes through its life cycle, you look over in the lower left-hand corner and you talk about retrofitting, or we always like to say updating the technology. So making sure it's refreshed because technology consistently changes. I think it was Brad that says he started before the internet. Holy cow. He's been around for a while. So very exciting. We're hiring. It's HVAC sales, mainly construction and retrofit. And with that, I'll give you a little bit of my career path. This is my 33rd year with the company. So I started as an engineer applying our products, and it was a lot of excitement, a lot of growth opportunity. I went from an engineer to a seller. I was a project manager. I was a general manager. I was able to work in all parts of the United States. So started in Milwaukee, went to Minneapolis, was actually able to go international and work in places like the Philippines and Singapore, and was stationed in Dubai, managing 17 countries for about 4 years. And then came back on the East Coast in DC. I'm in Houston now. So just unlimited opportunity, the diversity that we have of opportunity, as well as our people with creation of ideas and different perspectives. And we'll get into a lot of that on today's call. But I just want to say exciting, unlimited. You need to come and join us. Looking forward to it. With that, I'm going to hand it over to Jose.
Thank you, Jason. Good morning and afternoon to everyone. My name is Jose Martinez. I'm basically the HVAC sales manager for the Caribbean region. And the Caribbean business basically pursued and focus on the same strategies that are defined by ACI. However, we mainly focus on our largest vertical in the region, that is hospitality and pharmaceuticals. Our clients are mostly A&E firms, facility owners, and mechanical contractors. With us, our salespeople have the potential to grow from sales to be potential future sales team leaders. We value our clients greatly and always seek to support them with all their needs through the entire sales cycle. About my career, like I said before, I am the HVAC sales manager for the region, basically which covers 27 islands. Each island presents a different challenge for us on the business. I have been working with JCI for the past 9 years. And when I began the company, it was an HVAC sales engineer only for Puerto Rico. And after that, after 3 years, was promoted to be the sales manager for all the JCI business line on the Caribbean. On this position, I led the HVAC also for the Central American for a period of time. That they're giving me a good opportunity to expand my knowledge and of the business on different markets. So I'm basically a good example for how JCI is focusing on developing our employees. Now I hand up to Melissa to speak about products.
Thanks, Jose. All right, so I'm gonna start off by telling you a little bit of my background as well. Honestly, it feels like just yesterday I was in your shoes exploring career paths, weighing options. In fact, I interviewed with both Johnson Controls and York almost 20 years ago, and every time I say that, it makes me feel old. But I remember being torn ultimately with, what company should I go with? But I went with the company doing the buying versus the company being bought, obviously JCI. But ironically, here 20 years later, I am serving as the director of equipment sales over the company that was bought. So I am the director of sales over the equipment business. Amy spoke about the BEST program, and that's where I started off. And like Marco said earlier, I have to echo those same sentiments. JCI has afforded me so many opportunities, has invested in my growth. I think Eric mentioned getting his MBA, same thing with me. But unlike Jason, I have stayed stateside, although I would like to visit Dubai one day. It's funny because, oftentimes when we're in various meetings, we talk about how many years we've been here. And I keep on thinking that 20 sounds like a lot, but then people like Brad and others and Jason, there's 30, 33 years. There's just so many people that have been here for so long. And I think that really speaks to the culture of the company, because it was Marcos that said, we have a choice, right? And there's so many people that choose to, work at JCI. So with that said, why don't we switch gears a little bit and talk about the legacy of York. So specifically York's legacy, we were founded in 1874. We started with just ice building machines and industrial refrigeration. And then we became the exclusive provider for chillers for the U.S. Navy. And it's funny because when you actually go to the factory, which I'm hoping several of you will, you'll know when we're working on a Navy chiller because the whole stall will be covered with black sheets and whatnot because of the DoD regulations. But then in 2005, that year that I interviewed, Johnson Controls acquired York. And that's really what the pivotal moment in our history has been, or one of the pivotal moments, because it laid the foundation for the portfolio we offer today. So with that said, if we want to switch over to the next slide. So you'll see here that this slide showcases our equipment North American line card. It's our full suite of HVAC solutions. And we've grown this line card a tremendous amount. We keep on growing it every day, from chillers and air handling units to packaged rooftop units to split systems, like a split system that you'd see in your house even. Our offerings span every application, every building type. And we continue to grow this not only by expanding tonnages, but really by relying on our sales force to tell us what our customers want. So where the market is going, and by continuing to evolve and invest in our offerings. That's something that we take very, very seriously. We're always trying to get the voice of the customer, doing engagement sessions and whatnot. But let's talk a little bit with the next slide on those investments. So if you'll look here, you'll see that we have really 5 focused strategic pillars. I'm not going to read this to you, but obviously you've heard on, climate change and everything else. So government regulations referring to refrigerants, data centers, and I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into data centers in a moment here. But obviously data centers, how to chill those data centers, how to cool them, decarbonization. Are we looking at heat pumps? I mean, heat pumps are obviously, a really big item that a lot of different owners are exploring. Then you have digital services, kind of goes hand in hand with our data centers, remote services, utilizing AI, whatnot. And then last but not least, this whole indoor air quality, which was really, brought to the front, to the forefront by COVID. So it's certainly still an area of focus. But I just wanted to talk a little bit more about the data centers because I just find this to be tremendous. So over the past 5 years, this market has grown significantly. I mean, every day, I think now we're utilizing AI. I just went on vacation and I had AI plan me an itinerary. So it's become more of an integral part of our lives. This market has grown so tremendously, and it's allowed us to invest in our products. Analysts expect from 2020 to 2030, this market to go from almost 200 billion to 600 billion. So we're certainly in the hiring mode. Like Jason alluded to, we need to grow our teams. I, for one, I'm glad, we are, and I'm here for it. So please, please consider JCI. And now I'm going to hand it over to Emilio.
Hey, thanks, Melissa. I kind of feel like the rookie here. I've only been here 31 years. So I started here in 1994, and I've had various roles. I started off, I'm currently the Northeast Regional Fire Construction Sales Manager, and my group covers from DC up to the Canada line. But I started off as a service sales rep, selling maintenance agreements to customers who already had our product. And what was unique is that I went from one role to then I became a local sales manager in Pittsburgh selling construction projects in the Pittsburgh market before I took the role that I'm in now. But those were totally different roles than I was in before. I had to reinvent myself seems like every decade. And the beauty is JCI's got a great training program and a great mentoring program that I never felt like I was alone when I went from one role to the other. And that's really unique because, if you don't grow and develop in the role that you're in, you're going to burn out and you're not going to see, really your full capabilities. I think the most important thing that I do at JCI is that the products and services that I sell, we really do. We save lives. If you walk into a building, you go into a college campus, we are there one way or the other. We're probably in 80% of the buildings out there. If you walk into a big metropolitan city, look to your left, look to your right, look straight ahead. Chances are there's a fire alarm system, maybe a sprinkler system, a nurse call system in those buildings that truly do save lives. And that's important because it's kind of a noble thing. It's kind of cool to be able to say that, when your kids go to school, they see your pull stations and smoke detectors, on the wall of the building. But what I would say, it's even more important than that. It's just that every day is a different day. When you get hired to come to Johnson Controls, you're going to have a great mentor. Whether you're selling construction projects, whether you're selling service projects where you're maintaining the system that was installed by a construction team, maybe you're doing online customer care work where we have people dedicated to following up with our base. Every day is different. You might be in the office of a school director whose goal is, how do I keep my kids safe? You might be in a building on a Monday or maybe Monday morning with a general contractor. How can I get this building built? And how can you help me build it, and help me save money as we go along? So I think one of the most important things is that we're in the relationship business. Anybody, there's other people that do what we do, but people stick with us for a long time. And we sell relationships. Fire alarm systems, like Brad said earlier, fire alarm, sprinkler, if you don't know we're there, that's a great thing. But the people behind the scenes appreciate us being there. They know we're there every day. And if I had to give you one thing about Johnson Controls, the most important thing is you're part of a team. You're never at this alone. You're part of a team. If you have questions, you can always get an answer. We're fast-paced. You get pushed, but it's to make you better, and it's to make all of us better. That's why many of us are here so long. So The one thing I would tell you, if you're looking for just a job, there's jobs out there everywhere. People are hiring. But if you're looking to go work for a company, to be part of a team, to grow, there's a lot of folks here at plus 30 that have been here. It's a great place to be. It's a great career growth. I don't think you can make we've all been pinged on the shoulders to go to do other things for other companies. There's usually a reason why there's so many 30-year veterans here. It's just because it's a great team and you're part of a great family. So with that in mind, I'm going to turn it over to Derek Foley.
Hey, thank you, Emilio. Great stuff. And welcome, everybody. Thank you for taking time out of your day today to attend. Greatly appreciate it. A lot of good information provided thus far, and hopefully we have a lot more for you as well. Just to give you a little background on myself and my career with Johnson Controls. So I've been with the organization for 29 years, and I'm currently the Security Sales Growth Director for the Americas. When I started back in Cleveland, Ohio, 29 years ago, I started, as an installation manager on the operations side of the business. And, from there, I evolved through many, many different roles, leading operations teams, leading sales teams in the Cleveland local market. And then from there, I took on progressively more responsibility throughout my career, moving into, P&L management roles, area level roles, regional roles, and where I'm at today, leading security for North America. When you've heard others talk before about, looking at this as a job opportunity or a career opportunity, Johnson Controls has afforded myself and my family so many things over the years. And I have so much to be thankful for from both a personal and a professional development standpoint. So when we talk specifically about security, you may ask why security and what does security entail? And Emilio touched on it a little bit, right? If you think about what it is that we do each and every day, which is what continues to excite me to get up and come to work every morning, we do a very noble thing. We protect people, we protect property, and we help businesses run more efficiently. What is more noble than that each and every day if you think about that as your mission statement every day that you get up and come out of bed? From there, right, it's about the solutions that we have for our customers. Most folks think about security as, a burglar alarm, intrusion, making sure that somebody doesn't break into their building. Also, we do some fire alarm protection out of the security business as well. But when you really think about how the business has transformed, how the industry has transformed to today, where we have, visitor management systems, critical event management, vape detection, which is growing, specifically within the education space, weapons detection. It's an unfortunate need, but it's a solution that we provide. Shooter detection, cybersecurity, all things that, again, help all of these businesses today keep their people, keep their property safe, while also helping them run more efficiently. So from there, then you take it down into, the markets that we serve. And it's really cool and exciting, right? Think about all the solutions that we have within healthcare, education, state and local government, federal government, the transportation industry. We do a lot of major airports, stadiums and arenas, hospitality, industrial, and data centers, which is an industry that's growing very rapidly for us and for others as well. So a lot of tremendous opportunities. You can see some of the opportunities that we have here within security sales, entry-level customer service representatives, account executives, and key account managers. And from there, you can really branch out into anything that you have a passion for, right? If you start in security and you feel like you want to transition over into fire or HVAC, you have the ability to do that and also take on, progressively more leadership roles within the organization as well, within management or some of the functions that support our business, like legal, marketing, human resources, things of that nature. So a ton of great opportunities within this organization. Hopefully you've seen and heard that already, and there's more to share. So thanks again for taking the time to join today. And I am going to hand it over to Abby Vaughn, who is our Regional Service Sales Director. Abby?
Hey, Derek, thank you. Thank you, team, for joining us today. My name is Abby Vaughn. I am the Director of HVAC Service Sales in the Central Region, and I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about our service sellers and the opportunities that we offer. So at JCI, we offer a clear growth opportunity for service sellers ranging from entry-level roles to leadership positions across all three domains, so security, fire, and HVAC. We have leadership developmental programs, mentoring, specialized training. So we do a really good job of preparing our top sellers to transition into management, strategic leadership roles within the company. Our customer personas, they really fall into a couple categories, including facility managers, business owners, sustainability leaders, contractors, and consultants. And each persona has unique needs, whether it's optimizing building performance or compliance, reducing operational costs, or simply meeting sustainability goals. We tailor all of our service solutions to address those specific challenges effectively. At JCI, we provide comprehensive services that support our customers' needs, including HVAC, maintenance and optimization, fire and life safety systems, security solutions, building automation, and energy management. We really pride ourselves on delivering an end-to-end service that covers the entire life cycle of a building, from installation to ongoing maintenance, upgrades, tech refresh, ensuring that long-term value for our customers. So let's talk about adding value and supporting our customers and really the future of our service organization. So we really started in kind of a reactive state, meaning we'll sell you a panel, but then we'll walk away without securing that service agreement. Maybe do a break fix type of service, but nothing contractual. Then we move to a preventative phase where we offer a monitoring solution to the panel. For example, an intrusion system, right? It goes off, we call the police, or fire triggers, we call the fire department, right? Now we're in a proactive state where we monitor and maintain it proactively on a set test and inspection schedule. But here's where we're going in the future of services. It's called predictive, and we're getting there with our connected controls platform across all three lines of business. So I'm going to go off a little bit, but I want you to stay with me. So let me ask you this, right? How did you feel when you first saw Marty McFly? Stay with me. Like I said, how did you feel when you first saw Marty McFly ride his hoverboard in Back to the Future? Or maybe you recently saw a Tesla drive by and the driver was just asleep, right? Was your mind blown? Because that's like how I felt, right? My mind was blown. Well, that's the kind of feeling I have when I think about the future of our connected platforms. Like, what is AI really good at today? It's really good at collecting data and analyzing it and giving us trends. Well, that's what we're doing now. We're collecting data from our chiller panels. We're collecting data from our fire and our security. And soon we're going to be able to predict outcomes for our customers. So right now, let's say a security camera goes down, and on a connected security platform, we can roll a truck without delay, communication with the customer. In the future, right, we're going to roll autonomous vehicles with parts, and our techs are going to show up with AI glasses, and the glasses are going to say, turn this wrench this way, and problem solve, right? So be excited about the future of sales and really be excited about our ability to innovate and change the game. So go to the next slide, tell you a little bit about myself. I started back at ADT Security in 2011. So 15 years, right? I've had 10 different roles in my tenure, starting from small business security, right? Zero, all commission, no salary, hit 12 units and you get a bonus, right? I've had roles from sales, sales leadership, sales management, to product sales, and now at a regional HVAC level. So JCI has really kept me as a loyal employee because it continues to present me with new and challenging opportunities for professional growth. It also offers, a ton of post-onboarding training. So leadership trainings, they reimbursed me for my MBA that I recently received from LSU Online this past winter, right? And really, lastly, JCI's reputation as an industry leader has provided me and my family stability and confidence, right? Resulting in a feeling of being part of something bigger than just myself. I'm part of a team that impacts our customer safety, sustainability, and that's something that makes me feel proud when I'm asked, hey, what do you do for a living? So with that, thank you for your time. I'll turn it over to Chris Cook from Global Products.
Abby, thank you very much. Good morning, good afternoon to all. Thank you for joining here today. I'm going to talk a little bit, give you a bit of a different perspective here. I'm part of the Global Products organization. And what does that mean? So Brad showed this slide up front when he started talking in his section. The Global Products organization is comprised of exactly what Brad showed up front: building automation systems, access control, our fire suppression and detection businesses, and our HVAC business. If you could go to the next slide. Over my 14 years here at Johnson Controls, I've had the opportunity to lead sales teams in many of those businesses I've just shown. Where the Global Products business differs from some of what you heard today is many of my teammates that you heard from today are in our field business. So we own distribution points in globally, 116 locations in North America, for an example. They install products, they service products. We love that business. But as a products company also, because of the different brands that we have and the different value propositions that those brands have, we also go to market through wholesale distribution, through manufacturing rep organizations, and other paths to market in addition to our field business. And I won't go through this entire slide, but you can see illustratively that we have different ways of accessing our customers. We meet our customers where they want to be met in the marketplace. So as a result, if we could just go to the next slide, this type of business necessitates that we have different sales and seller roles that may look a little bit different, but not entirely from what you've seen to this point today. So we have those that manage our channel partners and channel points of distribution. We have inside salespeople that do takeoffs and give a good experience upfront as the first touch to our customers as they enter our business. We've got business development people out looking for new ways to sell into a market. And of course, we got to support all of our products with great technical experience. We got to give our customers good experience from the time they buy it through the life cycle of that particular product. So I just wanted to kind of baptize this team and give an example of the different types of roles that exist as since we're a products company here at Johnson Controls. And if we could go to the next slide, just in advance of that, we've also had the privilege to develop an early career seller development program. We call it ACE, but it allows us to take people out of college or early into their careers and develop them as their first role or two as sellers in this environment. So in fact, I'd love to hand the floor to Mackenzie, who came out of this program, and she's going to give you a little bit more about what it looks like. Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mackenzie, and I've been with Johnson Controls for a little over 4 years, and I'm currently working as an inside sales representative. As Chris mentioned, I started in the ACE program on the fire suppression side of the business, coming in with very, very little sales experience. The program starts with an inside sales role and then offers a lot of hands-on training on the products that you're selling, on pricing, and sales techniques to help build both your knowledge and confidence. Going through that program, it gave me exposure across the organization that I really never even thought was possible. And, in addition, it opened a lot of doors to a wide range of different career opportunities. And I think most importantly, the program itself taught me that success in sales is driven by a really genuine passion for customers and building those relationships, and also a commitment to continuous learning, which I can hand off here to Maitri, and she'll kind of talk more about that.
Thank you, Mackenzie. Good afternoon, everyone. Really happy to be here today. I'm Maitri Malia. I lead the global commercial sales learning organization at Johnson Controls. I've been with the company for 14 years, and what an honor to join today and hear all these sales leaders talk about their journeys, experience, and a lot of them start off with their training programs. So I'm here to talk about how we invest in our people. So you've heard about a lot of training, early career training programs. At a very high level, I'll talk about we have a very robust new ramping seller program. So we go through our different programs for lateral hires. We have sales builders. We have 10 tracks, depending on where you are, which role you are, which domain. We have the best sales. We have new sales manager training as well. Across the board, we make sure it is a blended learning. So you'll have self-paced, in-person, virtual, lots of assignments, and really allow you to get your hands dirty. We cover sales tools, sales skills, getting you up to speed with the new technical product knowledge and domain. And it's fun, right? Our whole goal is to get you up to speed. But it doesn't stop there. This is why I'm here again to connect the dots on once you've joined us and you've got through the first 3 months, we continue to invest in our sellers. I mean, we continue to evaluate what the gaps are, what the capabilities our organization needs, and we continue to offer new offerings. Like this year, we're going to start off with a new HVAC fundamentals program, a new fire fundamentals program. So all of our existing sellers get to spend time in a lab and actually get to touch and feel all the products. So that's an example of a continued in education for our existing sellers. We also look on going into depth, so kind of strategic skilling, like we pick up one skill across the organization and go deep in it for all our sellers, like currently account management is a huge focus for our organization. So that's a very high level to tell you, like we have a point of view and an approach of making sure we cover the breadth and allow you to build your depth in your role. And our big goal is to help you through your sales career at Johnson Controls at different levels, which we call everboarding. So that's on this slide. This is an example of how not only can you leverage the programs that we offer, but you can take control and take charge of your own development. Johnson Controls has a sales competency model, which you see on the slide. We have 11 behaviors, 52 detailed behaviors, and we allow you to do your own self-assessment. So let's say you've been here for 6 months, you want to go and see where you need to develop, you go take this self-assessment, you get a report, your manager also can respond to this assessment, and then you get a report with all the rating scales, and you can choose how you want to develop yourself in which space. And then we have an entire program. We have 22 skills, and there's this whole program that you can take at your time, at your focus area, so that you can continue to develop. So all in all, this is to say we really care about investing and developing you. Yes, we care about business results, but more importantly, my entire team, which is built of ex-sellers, their passion is to see sellers succeed at their job. So please consider joining us and look forward to investing in you across your sales career as you join Johnson Controls. Thank you. And I'm pleased to hand this over to Amy, who's a senior recruiter and who's going to talk about business resource groups with us.
Thank you. I have the privilege of helping to bring great sales talent like you to the company every single day, and I love my job. But today I want to briefly share something that makes Johnson Controls so special, our company culture. Part of our company culture involves our award-winning business resource groups, or BRGs. These are employee-led communities built around shared interests like sustainability, disability inclusion, veterans, women in leadership, career development, mental well-being, and more. They're just a fantastic way to build connections across the organization, grow your skills, and make real impact on the company and the community. Our volunteer BRGs are composed of people just like you and me, from early career to executive leaders, and we all work directly together, regardless of position or title, to continuously improve our company culture and our communities across the globe. When I first heard about our BRGs, I thought they were just for other people or that I wouldn't be able to find the time. My day job is busy. Then I attended a meeting where a colleague shared a story about navigating a new disability diagnosis. His experience and how Johnson Controls supported his career during that hard time really moved me. And as someone who's hearing impaired myself, with 2 amazing little granddaughters, one with autism and one born with one hand, I realized that I have a voice, I have a purpose here. And that's when I joined Unlimited. Unlimited is our BRG focused on disability inclusion.
I immediately started seeing the benefits of this purpose-driven sense of community. And together, our initiatives and collaborations with other BRGs have had significant impact on the company and community, but also on my own career. I've been with Johnson Controls since 2021, and at the encouragement of my manager, I soon raised my hand to join Unlimited's leadership team, though leadership is not required. And that experience turbocharged my career. Participation in BRG projects gave me a platform to highlight real achievements during my annual performance reviews. Those displayed evidence of leadership skills that added to my achievements in my day-to-day role. BRGs gave me a deep network within the company all around the world. I was not only promoted to my now senior talent acquisition role, but I've also been since appointed a global BRG leader supporting 4 of our groups for our Office of Engagement and Inclusion. We've got 11 BRGs, each with a different mission and focus, and our employees pick their passion. Quick brag, Johnson Controls and our BRGs were recently awarded the Global Impact Partner of the Year by the renowned Disability In Network in recognition of our efforts to create a workplace where everyone can thrive. So join us, because Johnson Controls will give you the infrastructure and the opportunity to meet people from across the globe throughout the organization, build your networks, grow your career, and contribute to something meaningful at the same time. So now I'll hand off to TA Director Michelle Basile and TA Manager Yulia Semelenko for Q&A.
Thanks, Amy. Appreciate it. So team, we've had a ton of questions come through the chat, so we're going to be able to answer most of them through the chat, but we do have a couple that we'd like to ask some of the speakers on the call today. So first question that came through is specific for Mackenzie. Mackenzie, what do you enjoy most about your sales role?
Okay. Well, this is probably a cliche response, but I think what I enjoy the most is having the opportunity to connect with the customers every single day and to work with them to help find solutions that meet their needs. I think it really, really improves that relationship that you have with them and builds that trust.
Thanks, Mackenzie. The next question that came through is, Amy, it's for you. It's in regards to best sales. How do you go about applying for a best sales role?
Great question. So for the best sales program, as I mentioned earlier, we have cohorts or classes that start in January and June. And so if you are out on our career website here within about the next 2 weeks, you'll see those positions posted and available for you to apply. And so we'll list in the posting if it's a January class or a June class, but we do have opportunities that will be available throughout the U.S.
Thanks, Amy. I appreciate that.
Thank
I know
you
we're
so much,
coming up
Amy.
on time. So, Yulia, I know there's 2 more questions that we want answered.
Yep, super quick. And this one to Emilio. So what internal resources would be available to help new hires succeed?
I think the most important thing is having a mentor. We try to have all new hires, we pair them up with a mentor. This way, they have somebody that they can go to for quick answers. They don't feel like they're bothering somebody. And the benefit there is it helps make the mentor, maybe they want to do something more than what they're in. So it's really like a life cycle of support for a new hire. You're never alone. Mentors are the best thing in the world.
Wonderful. And the last but not least, so how soon can new hires expect to start engaging with clients?
I'm back at me on that one. I mean, I would say it's really dependent on where they're at and their skill set. A 20-year veteran may be off and running. Somebody that doesn't know the business, you got to train them, and you want to create successful opportunities for them to go into so they feel good about themselves. So it could be a week. It might be 4 months, 3 months. It depends on where they're at and their development, because you don't want to rush somebody, because that could destroy their confidence. So really the individual is going to dictate that.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Emilio.
Yep.
And last but not least, we are going to hand it off to Jessica Burns, who's our Senior HR Director, to close us out.
Hi, everyone. As we wrap up this incredible event, I want to take a moment to summarize what makes Johnson Controls not just a great company, but a great place to build your career. We're everywhere, from schools and hospitals to stadiums, smart cities, Our technology powers the spaces where life happens. And what truly sets us apart isn't just our reach, it's our purpose. You've heard us today talk about how we deliver end-to-end solutions with OpenBlue technology backed by deep subject matter expertise and a legacy of innovation. We're not just building smart buildings, we're building a smarter future. And we do that with integrity, with purpose, and this relentless focus on our customers and our people. At Johnson Controls, we believe that when our people thrive, our business thrives. And that's why we've built a culture centered around listening, inclusion, and growth. Our Your Voice program ensures that every employee is heard. Our 11 business resource groups foster a community of mentorship and leadership. And our commitment to development means you'll never stop learning, you'll never stop growing, and you'll never stop advancing. We don't just offer jobs, we offer journeys. And journeys where your ideas matter, your voice is valued, and your potential is nourished. So if you're wondering whether Johnson Controls is the right place for you, let me say this. We're looking for passionate, driven individuals who want to make an impact. We're hiring the future of our sales force. We're not just filling roles, we're building a team that will shape the future of our industry. If you're ready to be a part of something bigger, to work with purpose, and to grow in a company that invests in you, then we really want you on our team. The QR code that you see on the screen right now will take you to our career site, along with our website and our careers page. We want you to explore our opportunities. We want you to take that first step to having a future with Johnson Controls. Thank you for being here today. We hope that you are interested in our team and to our next 140 years of innovation, impact, and excellence. Thank you.